Eddie Adams was a photographer known for his black and white war photography and his portraits of celebrities. He had this special way of being able to capture the soul of his subject in his photography. This is my presentation on him, and I hope you like it. Eddie Adams was born on June 12, 1933 in Kensington, Pennsylvania. Throughout high school, he was involved in the school newspaper as a photographer. This photojournalism style would later become his career. After Adams graduated, he joined the U.S. Marine Corps as a combat photographer in the Korean War. This tour lasted 3 years. Adams later left the Corps and was hired by the Philadelphia Evening Bulletin. He got himself assigned to the Vietnam War as Associated Press. He stayed there for about 3 years as a reporter. Adams soon became the most sought-after freelance photographer after leaving Associated Press. He was most famous for his portraits of politicians and other celebrities. Adams won over 500 awards, most noteworthy being the Pulitzer Prize. Throughout his career, he covered over 13 wars. He died in New York City on September 18, 2004, at the age of 71. Eddie Adams' style was always photojournalism. From being a war correspondent to being a freelance photographer, he always stayed true to his common theme. Adams was able to capture the souls of people in his photography. One of his most famous photos, the Saigon execution, shows the way Adams was able to capture the emotion of his subjects. Real life seems frozen in his photographs. Commonly, his subjects would be looking the camera dead on, seemingly staring at the viewer. Adams took photos in 13 wars, most notably the Korean and the Vietnam War. The soldiers and refugees' stories were told in his photographs. He tried to tell all of his subjects' stories. Very often, the background would be blurry so the subject could be focused on. After retiring from Associated Press, Adams became a freelance photographer in the United States. He did portraits of politicians and other famous celebrities for magazines. This shift came after the Vietnam War ended. The composition here is very simple. There is little to no background shown, allowing Malcolm X to be the sole subject with no distractions. The concept portrayed is determination, helped by the slightly furrowed eyebrows. He looks very stern and direct in his glance. The slight upturn of his straight lips shows mild amusement. The composition in this photo is simply focused on a pair of bound hands. The style of photojournalism is one that Adams often embraced. The hands portray fear. The woman is most likely old, so the inhumanity of it seeps out. No one was spared in the conflict. The rule of thirds brings attention to the newspaper photo, coincidentally the Saigon execution, the medal, and the woman crying. All three are important to portray the sadness expressed in the photo. This piece of photojournalism shows the despair of losing a loved one. That medal probably means nothing without what I assume to be her son. By using the rule of thirds, the crying person is the subject that our eyes are brought to. Once again, the style is photojournalism. The crying person portrays loneliness and isolation in times of despair. They are utterly alone in an empty expanse. All of their emotion is shown through their body language. Their face cannot be seen. This leaves all of the emotion to the viewer's imagination. Eddie Adams fills the frame with the young soldier. He uses some opinion in this piece of photojournalism to portray the juxtaposition. The young soldier is smiling mischievously, yet his helmet reads, "War is hell." His deep eyes that stare straight into the camera give the illusion of him peering almost right into your soul.